Last game of the season, and we are tied for second place with Monaco. And this last part of the season has had its ups and downs. And if this summer is anything like last summer, frankly, it's going to be a long summer. My name is FM19, and this is the Ritornu Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 94. And this is where we stand, 83 points. We have more draws, less losses, and one fewer victory than Monaco. The good news for us is we're playing Montpellier today. Monaco is playing Lens, so we have a chance. As you can see, PSG's won the league going away. They could possibly end up with 104 points. It's just insane. Bastia Pichon leads us with 23 goals. Lemos has our best average rating at 7.18. Macon, 10 assists. Tom Vleschik, a 90% best pass completion rate. Lemos also has 5 players of the match and 9 yellow cards. It's been a really solid season. How did we get here? Well, we kind of tripped over our own feet. After losing to Lyon in the Champions Cup quarterfinal, we were away at Lille, and we won 2-1 thanks to goals by Guzman Fernandez and Strahina Jovovic. We were then home against Havre, and we won Le Havre. There's a town in Montana called Havre. That's how I pronounce it, because that's what I always knew it as. Anyhow, we were home against them, and we won 2-1 thanks to a brace of goals by Julio Lemos, one of which was an extra time. This is where we stumbled against Guingamp. We drew with them thanks to a Hussein Kaplan penalty kick in the 78th minute. This was one of those games that was just frustrating. We couldn't put anything together. Offensively, we were adequate, I guess, could be a word, but it would be the wrong word. I mean, we had 14 shots, 6 on target. We had 1 clear-cut chance, 1 half chance, 2 long shots. Guingamp had 10 and 5, 2 clear-cut chances, 1 half chance, and a decent possession advantage. As you can see, a lot of our shots took place inside the box, but Emil Rakov had a solid game between the sticks for Guingamp. Brandon Queno got them on the board in the 17th minute. I thought it was over. Kaplan got fouled. They took the penalty kick and equalized. But we had too many attacks that broke down. We had too many missed passes. We had too many players run towards the ball and give up at the last minute. It was just frustrating. We then got ourselves right against Toulouse with a 3-0 win. This was the game where Ivan Orlov tied the Bastia record for most shutouts in the season with 19. And then we were playing Saint-Étienne, who were the 20th team in Ligue One. They're getting relegated. And, of course, we beat them 6-3. We couldn't stop them from scoring, it seemed. They got the first goal. Actually, it was an Orlov own goal in the 41st minute. It was a really weak shot. It kind of went between his legs. That's after Kaplan scored in the 37th minute. Let me change this here real quick. The ball got kicked at Orlov. It kind of meshed with his marker, for lack of a better word, on the pitch, and then the next thing you know, you saw the ball rolling into the net, and literally what happened is he caught it and dropped it and somehow rolled between his legs. You know, FM being FM. Youssef Kwame scored in the last minute of the first period to put them ahead, and then the second period, we just put our foot in the gas. We didn't let go. Bastien had a brace of goals, Jovovic a goal, Lemos a goal, Macon a goal on extra time. It was a deserved win. The bad news is we need to shut out Montpellier for Orlov to break that record. However, he is in the running for goalkeeper of the year, along with Yoel Ramirez and Michael Knops. And if things go according to the plan I think they're going to, Michael Knops will win. So we're playing Montpellier. I'm going to set the best 11, check the reserves, and this could be an opportunity for some players who aren't going to be here next year to get a game in. So we will be back with that match in just a bit. Well, we're playing our 4-2-4 today. Orlov in goal, Sesnian, Rodriguez, Yang Cheng, and Flores is the defensive back four. Lemos and Tomasi is the midfielders. Ruiz and Macon is the attacking midfielders. Kaplan and Pichon up top as the strikers. I was going to try and get Frank a game in. I'm not renewing his contract. He's leaving in 3 months. And the reserve squad played today. So that's on me. We got the league table there. Next time the game rolls out, we'll put up the latest scores. Actually, I could do that here. I don't need to know Montpellier's formation. Scores. And we want Monaco and Lens. Corner kick in, Masanda. Gordic runs it down from Montpellier to Coley. Back out to Masanda. Crosses it in. Cornic. Well, you're not going to get it this year, Ivan. Oh, wait a minute. It's disallowed. Well done. Pushed another player. Half hour in, Lens is a goal up on Monaco. Macon. Oh, heads it weakly to Torres, who pushes it wide right. I totally forgot to pull up the latest scores. Coming up on halftime, about 5 minutes left. Really even game that neither side doesn't want to win. Ruiz is exhausted. Why is he? He just came off the injury list. Pichon to Macon. Drives forward. Holds it up. Passes it back to Flores. Centers it to Tomasi. Back to Macon. Drives forward to Ruiz. Takes the shot and scores. Well done, Javier. Of course, he's coming off in 3 minutes because he's shattered. Nice bit of movement by us. Macon to Ruiz. One taps it past an elegant Semper. He probably should have stopped that. And 7 shots, 3 on target for us. 6 shots, 1 on target for Montpellier. They have a possession advantage, but it's not working in their favor. I'll give the pep talk to the assistant, and we need to take Ruiz off. Putting on Jovovic. This would have been a great place for Frank to play. But no, I screwed that up. Oh, let's pause this real quick and bring in latest scores. Okay, we know Monaco is playing Lens, but it's not showing up on this little widget. That's interesting. Masanda with a throw-in. Tomasi steps in front of it, sends it up to Macon, who I don't know what that was. It's like he headed it, but he's not a header. Torres to Cornet. Takes the shot, bounces it off the crossbar. Coley falls up, and Montpellier equalizes. Sessignon centers it to Tomasi, to Lemos, up to Kaplan. Sends it over to Pichon. Ooh, takes a shot, but Semper's right there. Corner kick in for Montpellier. Masanda. Oh, Zawinski sends it over the crossbar. Gonna make a couple changes here. Lemos isn't having the best game, so we are gonna bring on Gravenberch and switch him and Tomasi. Did the Monaco game end? No, it's right there. And Monaco's ahead 2-1. Son of a gun. We have to go to the attack. Oh, they didn't count that goal. I totally missed that. Why was it disallowed? I'll have to go back and find out. Totally didn't have to go to the attack. And Monaco's winning. They're ahead in goal differential. Gravenberch, dispossessed. Bagrui to Gordic. To Mendoza, and that is the game. And we lose second place on goal differential. 16 shots, 3 on target for Montpellier. 17 shots, 8 on target for us. They had the possession advantage. Oh, guys, we just cannot put it together at the end. They had 2 goals disallowed. We got lucky there. On goal differential. That's annoying. Joaquin Medina. 30% sell-on clause. He's at Rennes. Oh, that's right, because we sold him to Werder, who turned around and sold him to Rennes for a profit. Okay, well done. Toulouse, solid season on loan. Streety, not so much. 15.81 million for finishing third. However, at one point we looked like serious title contenders. No, not really. Well, 6 weeks into the season we did, yeah. Let's see why that second goal was denied. Maybe we got lucky, there's no doubt about it. Okay, if we go here. Okay, here we go. Zukowski to Torres. To Cornet. Cornet bounces it. Oh, Coley was offsides. That's why. Yeah, Coley was offsides by at least a yard, a meter. Okay. Review the season here. Nice winning streak starting in September all the way through October, November, and December until we lost to Man City and drew with Toulouse. We didn't lose. We lost to PSG in September. And we didn't lose another League One game until PSG in February. So that was a solid run for us. So I am going to, I'm going to save this here real quick, and then we're going to come back, take a look at the players and end of season review, and maybe try and figure out what we're going to do this offseason. Back in a bit. Well, scrolling down, we can see that Nice and Saint-Étienne are being relegated. Guingamp avoided relegation based on goal differential. Angers is in the relegation playoff. They're going to be playing Sochaux, Nancy, or Le Mans. Troyes and Nîmes are coming back up to League One. In the National 2, we finished solidly mid-table. I'm pretty happy with that, considering the quality of teams we have in here with us. Atletico Marseille is getting promoted. They finished in 10th place. Good luck to them. Under 19s finished in 6th place, which is actually pretty good. Again, Monaco and Nice just have quality youngsters. It's just, I don't know that we'll ever get promoted out of Group D, and I'm not too worried about that. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't really pay as much attention to the under 19s as maybe I should. But as you can see, Guerin had 14 goals. He also had a 7.48 rating. He's a good player. He's one of my youth players that came in pretty recently, and he's got a decent future ahead of him, 3.5 stars. I mean, I don't know that he'd ever be a full-time starter in the league, but he could be a quality backup. Let's see here. You know what? Let's check out our own players here. Well, I'm taking the under-19 guys out. The players who are in orange are lone players out. So, Ivan Orlov, 36 appearances, 2 players of the match, is 6.98 rating. Let me click on him here real quick. 50 appearances across all competitions, allowed 60 goals, 20 shutouts. He is definitely worth the money I paid for him. And frankly, I'm going to do everything I can to hold on to him. I'm not going to let him go like I let Ramirez go. I will break the bank for him if I have to. He's 20 years old. He's already got caps for the German senior team. He's one of the best goalies in League One. And that's saying a lot, which means he could go to the Premier League or Serie A or the Bundesliga and be one of the best goalies there as well. So 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Like I said, we're going to do our best to hold on to him. And I've actually got a contract offer on the table for him right now that ties him down to us for at least another 5 years. Matas Flores, 32 starts, 1 goal, 3 assists, getting a little bit better at the defensive right back. 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's growing into the role. Let's see. Pereira was a reserve player. Stoic was a reserve player. Ryan Sessegnon, 30 starts, 3 off the bench, 5 assists, 1 player of the match, 6.98. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, solid defensive left back, decent contributor. Can't, I don't have any issues with him. He's, other than the fact I'm paying him 125,000 euros a week, but that's what I had to pay to get him here. So, Bastien Pichon is wanted. Of course he's wanted by Bournemouth. He's not going to Bournemouth. 19 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 28 starts, 2 off the bench, 17 goals, 2 assists, 1 player of the match. Overall, 39 appearances, 2 off the bench, 23 total goals, 4 assists, 3 penalty shots, 4 players of the match, a 7.05 rating for someone who started 2/3 of the games in League One playing as a pressing forward next to Hussein Kaplan. He had an outstanding season, and I am looking forward to him and Kaplan having outstanding seasons next year. Zhang Chen, who is probably going to leave in the offseason because Yangsu wants him, and they're willing to pay a lot of money for him. 3.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability, 27 stars, 3 off the bench, 1 goal, 1 player of the match, 7.09 rating, solid on the defense. He had a couple of boneheaded mistakes that just made me go, what the heck? Julio Lemos, 4 star current ability, 25 stars, 3 off the bench, 8 goals, 6 assists, 5 players of the match, missed a couple games due to injuries. And that is one of the things I missed when I signed him. He could have a real problem with injuries, and this year, yeah, he did. Pulled groin, bruised knee, groin strain, twisted ankle, pulled ankle ligaments, pulled ankle ligaments. And that's, well, if you start this season, pulled ankle ligaments, twisted ankle, groin strain, bruised knee, pulled groin. So he missed 3 months of game time, 12 weeks of game time. So, hopefully we can keep him a bit healthier next season. But he was a solid contributor this year. Ryan Gravenberch, 23 appearances, 5 off the bench, 3 goals, 4 assists, 2 players of the match, and a 7.06 rating. Again, a solid contributor. Macon, who is he's growing into the role. He didn't have as many goals this season. He only had 5 goals and 9 assists, 4 players of the match, and 23 appearances. But he was a solid contributor. Mario Tomasi, 22 appearances, 12 off the bench, 5 goals, 9 assists, 4 players of the match, a 7.07 rating. Frank was on the reserves. Martinez was on the reserves more often than not. Bueno Prieto, 19 starts, 7 off the bench, 1 goal. Let's see here. Christoph Roland was a reserve player. Guzman Fernandez, 16 starts, 9 off the bench, 8 goals, 7 assists, 2 players of the match. Hussein Kaplan came in the January transfer window, 4.5 star current ability, 5 star potential ability, 16 appearances, 1 off the bench, 7 goals, 3 assists, 3 players of the match, and a better rating than Fernandez. Let's see. Paco Morales, our lone player, 15 appearances, 11 off the bench, 1 goal, 2 assists, 1 player of the match, in 7.0 rating. Srihini Ivanovic, 14 appearances, 10 off the bench, 3 goals, 2 assists, 1 player of the match. Javier Ruiz, my midfielder on the left, 14 appearances, 4 off the bench, 4 goals, 3 assists, 6.95 rating, but I believe he missed a decent amount of playing time this year due to injuries. Twisted knee, virus, tight groin, back strain. Maybe I'm thinking last season. Yeah, last season he tore an abdominal muscle. He was out for 2 months. So this year, playing mostly the 4-2-4, the wingers were more facilitators than anything else. It was my midfielders and strikers who did the vast majority of the scoring. As a matter of fact, if we sort by goals now, Pichon with 10, Fernandez with 8, Lemos with 8, Kaplan with 7, Pereira, that's a reserve guy, Macon with 5. There wasn't... Pichon was, our one standout scorer. Fernandez had 8, Lemos had 8, Kaplan had 7. There were a lot of opportunities for a lot of people to score. I like that. I'm not trying to rely on just 1 or 2 players to be my goal scorers, because usually when that happens, those are the guys who tear their ACL and they're out for 9 months. So best rating, Julio Lemos, 7.22. His value's gone down a little bit, but that's okay. I fully expect him to be a contributor here next year. Then again, I fully expected to keep 2 of the 4 midfielders I had, and I ended up only keeping 1 the summer transfer window. So we'll see what happens. We're going to keep going forward and see about end of the year awards and things like that. So we're going to be back with that in just a bit. Well, that was quick. It was literally the next click. Players inducted in the overall best 11. Matis Flores, Krian Chen, and Ivan Orlov, the other players selected. And they are all reserve players, which is cool. I'm okay with that. Soldevilla, Bernade, Marin, and Boris Bell. Let's check a couple of these guys out here real quick. Marin is still at Everton, and he is a part-time starter, it looks like. Well, he started 32 games from last season but only had 16 goals. Or 6 goals, rather. 16, good grief. Bernade is at RC Lens, but I don't remember seeing him on the field. 18 appearances, 1 goal, 5 assists. Geraldes. PSG. What did he do this season? 15 starts, 7 assists, 1 goal. Or 15 starts, 7 off the bench, rather. 1 goal. Well, you know what? I got the money I needed from him. Noah had a solid season for Hanover. 22 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. 6.63. End of season awards. Tomasi, player of the season by 34% to Zhang Cheng's 28%. Lemos, third place, 23%. Goal of the season, Jovanovic with the goal against Lille in April. I don't remember this. I'm still kind of miffed Fernandez didn't get the award last year with the bicycle kick goal he had. So Lemos drives forward to Jovanovic, who himself drives forward and then takes a long shot from 28 yards. Hits it upper right corner, a nice curling effort. Okay, I'm okay with that. Signing of the season, Mario Tomasi from Victoria Pilsen for $11.5 million. I would have said Lemos myself because he was a free. Hussein Kaplan, one young player this season, and he's got 4 more years of eligibility. I expect him to be winning that every year. And if he doesn't, Pichon will. Season review. Absolutely fabulous season for us. I realize I say absolutely fabulous a lot, but in this case, it's true. We lost in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, finished 3rd in Ligue One, lost in the 9th round of the French Cup, Annie Envious, lost in the semifinal of Coupe de Ligue Lyon. Our match of the season was the 5-2 victory against Nantes. Our moment to forget was the 4-1 loss against PSG. We used 30 players, and our stadium was 99% full. And this is what's coming up. It's going to be interesting to see if we purchase the stadium. Gresh Angelini is on Saint Etienne. Rennes sold him for 1.7. That's right, we got a portion of that. I remember that now. And then Hugo Mariano's at Sydney FC in the Australian Football League? That's... okay. Left on a free. Yeah, he chased the money. He went to OGC Nice for the money and he never broke their starting lineup. If I go back, he had 1 start for OGC Nice. And I take that back. He may have started a couple of cup games. I vaguely remember seeing him in a cup game or 2. But yeah, both him and Gresh Angelini, they'd be on the team right now. Squad dynamics, this could take a hit in the offseason. Especially if Fernandez and Zhang Cheng leave. Sessegnon can step up, Flores can step up, Mercurio, Orlov, Julio Lemos can step up. So end of season team meeting. When we're going to qualify for Champions Cup. Everybody loves that. Confidence review. They love me. Frank out 4 months with an ACL. Regis Fallet out 4 months with a damaged Achilles. Preseason start date 7-2 or 6-25. You know what? We'll go 7-2. That's cool. Well, this is definitely interesting. The board announced plans to build a new stadium, and they're searching for possible sites and investors. You need to accommodate a bigger crowd due to the high demand of tickets for their home matches. The board, and it will be some time before plans can be finalized or put to action. But as a result, plans to purchase the stadium unfortunately scrapped. The board would like to move forward with the plans. They do not. No, the funds exist. I know we got more money this year than we did last year by a couple million euros. Pichon's 23 goals, our new team record. Orlov's new shutout record? 20 shutouts? He was on 19. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but you know what? That's okay. I'm fairly sure he'll break that record sometime here in the next couple of years. Well, as you can see, we are a couple weeks ahead of where we were. This is one of the screens I wanted to get to. It's our loan report. If we sort by appearances, you can see Diego Mendez, who is my young defensive right back, had a very good season while on loan at Le Mans. 45 appearances, 12 goals, 4 assists as a defensive right back. So, he's doing something right there. Mateus Correa, not the best season at Inter, but they do have the option to pick him up, I believe. Actually, it's not an option. They have to pick him up. Carlos Vinicius, a solid season with Alexander in the National. 16 appearances, 20 goals allowed, 3 shutouts. He'll grow into it. He'll get some playing time next year, probably. And that is pretty much it. Transfer window-wise, we got 41 million in the budget. We've got 300,000 euros to play with, and I've got the scouting budget I can fiddle around with too. But we're gonna be. I'm gonna try and break even on the amount of money we sell and the amount of money we bring in this year. But I thought that last summer transfer window too. We all know how that worked out. So that said, another successful season. Tied for third is not tied for second, being in third place based on goal differential. No shame in that. The overall balance is nice. We're getting a new stadium sometime in the near future. Hopefully before we win the league or the Champions League. Fingers crossed. But, PSG 104 points this year. 2 losses. Still climbing that road. So, if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and you've been watching the Return on Gloria, SC Bastia, episode 94.